Zevmo from dadsontech.com. Electronics manufacturer Samsung has released 4 Android-based phones under the Galaxy S line and will have one device available for each carrier. Today we're going to take a look at 2 of them. We have the T-Mobile Vibrant and the AT&T Captivate. So Samsung's really made a big jump into this market. They set out to make some slick-looking devices, and the 4 models are the Captivate on AT&T, the Fascinate on Verizon, the Epic 4G on Sprint, now that's the only one with a physical keyboard, and the Vibrant on T-Mobile. So they're all using the 4-inch Super AMOLED screen. That's brand new, and they all have a 1 gigahertz Hummingbird processor, which is pretty powerful. And let's take a look at some of the physical differences between these 2 models. So the T-Mobile Vibrant went with the rounded approach. It's a very iPhone 3 look. It's got this chromed kind of accent around it. It has a recessed, or I should say, flush-mounted buttons. These buttons on the front, instead of having physical buttons, which I am a fan of physical buttons, it has these kind of virtual buttons, which are responsive from time to time, and that's on both devices. But it also, because it's rounded, it goes in and out of your jeans pocket very, very easily, and it's a very light phone. It's not cheap. It's just a very light feeling phone. Whereas if you go with the AT&T Captivate, they went with the Star Wars land speeder approach. Very square looking device, and it feels less likely to slip out of your hand as you're holding it. But for long calls, it does jut into your hand a little bit. I do like the rounded interface just a little bit more, slightly better. But it does have this very interesting hard back on it, this very cool metal back of the case. And if you have to open it up to either change out the battery or put in a data card, change your SIM, or whatever, it's got this very interesting way to open up the back cover. I've never seen that on a mobile device. But keep in mind, it is very sharp, so please be careful. Phone should not injure. That's my motto. So let's take a look at a little bit of the difference between these 2. Now, for some reason, they both use the same screen. They both have the same hardware, basically, other than the design itself. I found that the T-Mobile Vibrant was slightly more vibrant, had a little bit brighter interface than the Captivate, which I don't know why that should be. They should both basically look exactly the same. They both run touchwiz 3.0, which is the wrapper that sits around the Android 2.1 OS, and they're slightly different. The icons are different. Inside, they have a different window shade. If you look between the 2, they have a slightly different button configuration for icons there, and of course they come loaded with slightly different applications. So, for example, on the Captivate, you have the AT&T suite of applications. You have your AT&T Music, AT&T Navigator, AT&T Hotspots, the Family Map, mobile video, mobile banking, YP mobile. But on the Vibrant, they kind of went all out. They threw in Avatar right out of the box, which is really, really sweet on this screen. And they have a custom version of the Sims 3. Now, I've never been a big Sims person because I just never had a time to devote to just sit and learn it and use the program. But when I started using the custom version of the Sims 3 on the T-Mobile device, I kind of got hooked. So it's not as good as the desktop version. The desktop version, of course, has a lot more adventures and a lot more interaction, and it's a longer term game. But on the go and on a mobile device as an introduction, I think the Sims 3 implementation that they had was pretty cool, and it certainly got me hooked. So that was very neat. Both of them have Mobi TV. The T-Mobile Vibrant has Slacker on it, which is cool. You can always download these things afterwards, of course, but it comes built in. It has Voice Dialer, which actually works very well. Visual voicemail, which is popular. I like that a lot. And comes with a few of the other applications that you can download yourself, of course, but they come built in, like Layer and Kindle, Amazon MP3, those types of things, alarm clocks. So that was pretty neat. Now, that all being said, the devices themselves, the hardware, how they are designed, battery life basically is the same as every other smart device. So that all being said, where are my negatives? So the negatives are the touchwiz 3.0 interface. So the touchwiz 3.0 interface, unfortunately, is exceptionally slow and sluggish. I don't know why. The hardware should be rocking, should be kicking every Android device up and down. It's designed exceptionally well, but the touchwiz interface, unfortunately, is a big problem. So if they don't fix that for me, that makes this entire line a no buy. And that's how serious the problem is, because you'll be touching the buttons 10, 15, 20 seconds. They won't respond. You'll be inside a program. You can't quit out of it. That's just unacceptable. And you don't see that on devices that have even half of the hardware capabilities that these devices do. So there's something that is seriously wrong with TouchWiz wrapper for these devices, and they need to totally revisit it. As far as any other issues, trying to transfer files to and from these devices, I was completely unable to do it on the Mac. Even using even using Double Twist, which is kind of the default way of doing it, they saw them. They just never interfaced properly. From a Windows device, there is an issue with the Captivate, also with the MTP freaking out when you plug it in, and the forums did mention that if you reformat the drives, then they'll work properly. I found the only way to get around it was to go in and tell it to use it as a USB data device rather than using this built-in Samsung Keys, KIES. If it has that on it, if you change it to mass storage, then it'll work. Other than that, hopefully I'll put it up on as I'm speaking right now. It just freaks out, and that's just unacceptable. But other than that, other than those major issues, which are serious, these take great pictures. They take great videos. So if you're out with the family and you're out at the park and you want to take a couple of pictures, you're at a birthday party, just take this out of your bag, take this out of your pocket, snap away. They don't have any LED flashes, which is not really a huge deal, but they take really good pictures. They're fast, they're responsive. The videos are in 720p. So from that aspect, these are really good hardware devices. If they fix that software problem, then these are good to go. Either you can't go wrong. As far as speed on the network, T-Mobile's got a slight advantage over the AT&T. However, indoors, AT&T's got the advantage. AT&T is the most consistent data and voice carrier. I haven't had any drops with either device. But as far as speed goes, T-Mobile is slightly on the edge. It's starting to really be consistently fast outdoors, above and beyond other carriers. But AT&T happens to have the most consistent speed in and out of either of these phones. So if you're in the market, you're looking for a smart device, and you're on either AT&T or T-Mobile, and you're willing to hopefully wait until the TouchWiz interface is updated and fixed, I would definitely take a look at the Galaxy S line, and let us know what you think online on the forums, twitter.com/dadsontech. And I've been more than willing to answer any questions if you have, or if you want us to try or demo out any other piece of hardware. We're always willing to play with any gadgets that come our way. So this has been Zevmo from Dads on Tech. Thanks for watching.